What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Basement, and we're back here in the basement for another review of what today? WWE's SummerSlam just happened a few days ago. Before we get into that, subscribe, bell notice, hit that like button, drop your comments down below, and tell me what you think was the greatest match of the night. There's so many great matches. I just gotta pause for a minute because I want to go over every single one of them. But two of them, I really want to dive into more than the rest. So we're going to highlight a couple of them going in. You know, Roman Reigns versus Uso and the Bloodline storyline. We're definitely going to be one of the two that I want to get into. The other one, honestly, is the Rollins and Finn Balor. Not that those two in particular is a great, not Rollins so much, but Balor himself is not, I don't think is a great matchup for Rollins, but there's a lot of underlying things going on there that's going to be similar to the Bloodline, and I'm going to get into that. Those are the two main ones I want to focus on with quick highlights of the others that happened because it was a tremendous, tremendous card the whole night. They came through on this card where normally you're going to have a couple of duds in there, and the ones I'm going to call the duds in this one would be like top end in a lot of the other matches recently that we've seen. So, because usually it's the Bloodline storyline that carries a lot of these matches. So, what we're going to get into right now is just my personal highlights of the ones that I really like the most that I'd love to dive into a little bit more, but we're going to just go as we go right now. Logan Paul. You got to give this dude his respect, man. You got to give this guy his respect. He showed signs of it last year when he wrestled against The Miz that he's taking this seriously. He's not coming in as just some, social media superstar gimmick. He's training. It's obvious he's training. It's obvious this guy's taking this seriously. Because honestly, if you don't really train for this stuff, you will get hurt. You will get hurt. It's true. These guys, yes, they're predetermined matches, and people say, oh, it's all fake. It's not all fake. They're great athletes. The athleticism inside the ring is amazing. They're predetermined finishes. Everybody knows that. That's why it's sports entertainment. Anyway, in this match, Logan Paul and Ricochet put on an aerial display that was second to none. This started way back at the Royal Rumble when they met. Remember, Ricochet was on one side of the rope and Logan Paul was on the other. They met right in the middle, arm to arm, just like that. Bang, right to the ground. That was incredible. That showed you right there that these two are going to have some insane matches. I still hate that Ricochet lost his Intercontinental Championship to Gunther, who now is going toward the honky tonk, the record for the longest Intercontinental Championship. And I believe at the day of SummerSlam, it was 32 more days for Gunther. We'll get into a little bit of that, just a little bit. But this match here and that tornado DDT reversed by Logan Paul was insane. It was insane, and I like the villain role that he's playing. I got to tell you, I wasn't a big fan in the beginning. When all the Jake Paul, Logan, when all this stuff was coming out, when they first started really taking off, wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a hater. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I just thought it was a gimmick. It wasn't going to last long. I was wrong. Logan Paul's growing on me, man. I really respect the hell out of what he's doing out there. I respect the game that he's bringing and the practice that he's obviously doing. The moves he's making is insane. The frog splash he did off the corner of the rope was insane. Absolutely insane. That was my favorite match. That was the most fun match to watch to me. That was the most fun match of the night to watch. And they really opened it up the right way. SummerSlam was opened the right way with these two guys setting it off. Great job by WWE. Great job by Ricochet and Logan Paul to bring us a match that just had you drawn right into it. I loved it. My 1A for fun match was Belair versus Flair versus Asuka for the Women's Championship. That match, the ending of that match, the whole match was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Bianca Belair, when her knee was crushed, when she was obviously locked up by Charlotte Flair, and Asuka spitting on Charlotte Flair to make that venomous thing that she spits, to make Flair break that lock, and Belair got out of it. When Belair pinned Asuka, I had a feeling going into this match that Belair, they were going to give the belt back to her. Because you know what? She's better with the fans. She's better presence. She's better at speaking. She brings a better persona. Her whole persona is just better than Asuka's. So I had a feeling, I'm like, all right, they're going to give the belt back to Belair. We knew they were going to give it back to her. I felt that. I felt that coming in. She was getting her belt back. And she did. And held it for 90 seconds. 90 seconds. The minute you heard Io Sky's music, you knew. I was like, I never thought of the Money in the Bank angle. Io Sky, Belair comes out, damage control. Oh, once she came out, I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. They're going to lose. She's going to lose the belt. She's going to lose the belt. I thought it would have been great for her to keep that belt. I was so wrong. I didn't see that one coming. I just didn't see it coming. I didn't see her cashing in. But we see how the WWE is now changed to stables, tag teams. Starting to rule now. Starting to rule. Going back to the old days of having stables, real hardcore stables. The Four Horsemen was one of my favorite stables of all time. Moving along, that was my 1A. That was as close as a fun match to watch as Logan Paul and Ricochet. Those are my two favorite matches of the night. Those are the two favorite ones. Rousey, that match was a little bit of a dud. Not going to waste much time on it. As I said, we're going to focus on two tonight. Mainly focus on two matches. So I'm going to breeze through these other ones. Rousey match, meh. Just didn't thrill me that much. And the other one that didn't thrill me that much was Drew McIntyre and Gunther. Gunther's been a good ring general. The guy as I mentioned earlier, took the belt from Ricochet. He's 32 days, well, less than that now, but as of Saturday, he was 32 days away from taking over the Honky Tonks record of Intercontinental Championship title belt holder. He's going to take that record. It appears he's going to take that record. I did think, though, maybe, possibly, Drew McIntyre might get the championship. The fans love him. The Claymore is awesome. Which, by the way, Gunther ate that Claymore and just turned it around on him. And he's a fan favorite. I mean, he really is a fan favorite. Drew McIntyre has come a long way from 3MB. 3MB, do you guys remember 3MB? Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal. Clown show, jobbers, the ultimate stable jobbers ever. Ever. I thought it wasn't even close with anybody else. I did have a friend of mine, though, he said, you cannot not put Spirit Squad in that argument. And he's right. He's right. I had to take back that the GOAT of the stable jobbers, 3MB, they were the hands-down GOAT to me. And I don't know how I forgot about Spirit Squad. I don't know how I forgot about them. So shout out. Shout out for the Spirit Squad. You guys, that is arguable. And I believe it was you, Lockport. If you watch this, Lockport is one of my OG dwellers. Now, he, I believe, is the one that brought up Spirit Squad. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, because I had to take that back. You could argue that. Anyway, Drew's come a long way from 3MB. 3MB to where Drew McIntyre is now, I feel like the WWE just doesn't know what to do with him. Honestly. He hasn't been around since WrestleMania that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think I've seen Drew McIntyre on anything since WrestleMania. He might have made an appearance here or there, but I mean wrestling. Actually in the ring wrestling. I don't think I've seen him on SmackDown, on Raw, nothing. Now, I don't know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. What's the plan? You could have turned the belt over to him and it wouldn't have been a shock. It would have been like, oh, I can't believe they gave it to Drew. But at the Clash of the Castle last year, in his home country, and they didn't give him the belt there, they didn't take it from Reigns there, I don't know what they're doing with McIntyre. I don't know. You guys drop your comments, drop your thoughts down to me. Let me know what you think you're going to do. Because I thought there was an actual chance we might see the belt turn over in that one. I really did. It wouldn't have been that surprising. And McIntyre does have a connection with the fans. It would have made sense. My man Cody Rhodes got his respect. The whole showdown with Brock Lesnar, the whole this is the third battle, the rubber match, all the stuff in the alleyways and the locker rooms and all the things on Raw that we've seen and Brock attacking him and back and forth and blah, blah, blah. Cody Rhodes has come a long way from Ravishing Cody Rhodes and Stardust. Remember Stardust? That had to have been the lowest point for Cody Rhodes, Stardust. Teaming up with his brother Goldust. Their father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Who didn't grow up not loving Dusty Rhodes? Everybody loved Dusty Rhodes. Come on. He has come a long way. And when he reversed Brock's F5 attempt, Brock's classic F5, he reversed it and got him on 3 crossroads. 3 crossroads on Brock Lesnar and pinned him. You don't see Brock Lesnar getting pinned. You usually see him lose in a disqualification or some interference or some wild ending to his matches. You know, like the great one that he was in with Roman Reigns last year at SummerSlam. Bringing out the tractor, dumping Reigns out of that tractor, picking up the whole ring. Picking up the whole ring. That is what I'm talking about. Those kind of things what we're used to seeing Brock. You don't see him getting pinned that often. That was crazy. Seeing him getting pinned on a 3 count, not that often. But Triple H said it was not scripted at the end. It was not. Brock taking his gloves off, walking up to Cody, giving him a hug, shaking his hand, and then lifting his arm up to the crowd on this end, on this end, on this end. That was unscripted. That was true, pure respect that Cody Rhodes got that night. Do we have a Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns WrestleMania in the future? Do we see that happening? Could it happen? Hey, who knows? Who knows? But that was an incredible match. It was great. I wouldn't say it was fun. It was just incredible to me because of the ending, because of the respect that he got. I like Cody Rhodes. I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan. I'm happy that they gave him that match. I'm happy that he's got that respect. And for once, he can be in a world championship match on WrestleMania. That's what I'm predicting, and that's what I think. Quickly, Battle Royal. Battle Royal! LA Knight, of course LA Knight was going to win. They had to have him win. This guy's moving up real fast with the fans, moving real fast up in the organization. You could see this guy's building. You could see his momentum coming in. So you get into the Battle Royal. It wasn't that surprising when it's down to him and Sheamus. I mean, Omos, they got to do more with Omos. Just a sidebar. They got to do more with Omos, man. It's fun watching him just fling people around. He's monstrous. He's a humongous man. It's like the Big Show. It's just fun watching him throw people around. Andre the Giant back in the day. These guys are monsters. Let's do more with Omos. That's my plea. Just do more with Omos, man. I want to see more of him, man. He should be higher up on this level. He should be higher up the ladder. Give me your thoughts on that, guys. Anyway. When it came down to Sheamus and LA Knight, Sheamus is multiple belt holder, former titles, the whole 9, crowd favorite forever. I don't think they're ever going to give him a belt again. I just don't. I think he's out there. You got the Brawling Brutes. The Brawling Brutes are funny. Butch is hilarious. It's hilarious. And Sheamus still has the flair, the persona, the walk, the talk, and the crowd will always love Sheamus. I think his time has passed when it's come to holding belts. I think his time has passed. So when it came down to those two, you already knew LA Knight was taking it. AJ Styles, that's the one guy in there that I thought could. And Santos Escobar is working his way up to that level with the fans and the LWO and Rey Mysterio backing him, the whole thing. Santos might have been a little surprising because it been a little too soon, but he's on his way. That's my call for he's on his way. He's on his way. AJ Styles, because he was just in the heavyweight championship at Night of Champions versus Seth Rollins. I thought that was a shot there. But LA Knight came out on top. Not surprising there. I see him going up for the U.S. title, the United States Championship belt. I see him going up against Austin Theory, which I know Santos Escobar on Friday night coming up. Coming up Friday night, the 11th. Friday the 11th. Escobar versus Theory for that United States Championship. You never know. The belt could change there. It's happened in the past. You don't always have to be a big event for the belts to change. It could happen. If it doesn't happen, and even if it does, I see LA Knight being in a match for that, or maybe going up against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Just watch out for that. Now, I'm going to get one of the 2 matches I really wanted to talk about. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. On the card, it doesn't look like that great a thing. Finn Balor, to me, is not an exciting wrestler. He's not exciting with the fans. He's just part of the Judgment Day, which does bring a lot more drama and flair to him than it would be if he was on his own. He relies more on the Judgment Day presence than not as much as Dirty Dom does. That guy, I don't even know why he's in there. He's a boring wrestler. He's just not good. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. You're not taking that belt. Not taking that belt from Seth, not you. Seth is too deep in. Too deep in with the walk, the talk, the backing it up, everything. Seth has been telling Finn and been predicting for a while on multiple Monday Night Raws. You come up against me for this championship belt. If you do somehow take it from me, Priest is going to cash in that Money in the Bank and he's going to turn on you and he's going to take that belt from you because he can't take it from me. Can't take it from me, he's going to take it from you. And I'm telling you, man, that's what I was waiting for in this match. I was waiting for the Money in the Bank to get cashed in just like Io Sky did. I didn't predict the Io Sky one. I didn't see that coming. I didn't even see that coming. I was waiting for it in this one. This one here, I really thought we were going to see a weird, odd ending to this championship belt. I wasn't sure if Seth was going to walk out with it or not. So I found this one very, very, very intriguing. Lo and behold, Judgment Day comes out. Usual, Rhea Ripley and Dirty Dom distracting the ref. Priest comes in, wants Finn to use the Money in the Bank briefcase to use it on Seth, All that distraction ends up distracting Finn. Seth curb stomps his classic curb stomp. Boom, right off the freaking briefcase. Finn loses, gets counted out. I believe that they're trying to do with the Judgment Day that they did with the Bloodline. You can see the cracks. You can see it starting. Priest is actually the best wrestler out of the group. Obviously, Rhea Ripley is on the women's side. I'm talking from Dom, Finn, Priest. Priest is definitely the one they are pushing. They're pushing Priest. You might see them break away. The Judgment Day is cracking. They started to look like they wanted to give them all the belts, right? You got Priest as Money in the Bank winner. You got Rhea Ripley as champion. You got Dom getting that NXT belt. It looked like they want them to have all the belts, so it wouldn't have been impossible to believe that Priest could have cashed in that Money in the Bank and taken it from Finn. That's still coming. There's something along those lines that's still coming. Keep your eye on the Judgment Day and the cracks that you guys see in the works right now. But Priest might break off on his own. You never know. It just seems that they've been promoting him a lot. They've been promoting him a lot more and trying to make him more as an individual. Total sidebar, I think Montez Ford should go out on his own also. That guy is amazing. That guy's an amazing wrestler. Talk about a guy that has the walk, talk, and the persona. That's awesome. That is awesome. But I think they're making a whole stable over there with Bobby Lashley and Dawkins and so on. So that's another day. That's another talk. That's another show. That's another show I'm going to do on my channel. That's up and coming. Anyway, Judgment Day, I believe, is going to start having a Bloodline storyline. You can see it starting because that's what we're getting to next. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. To me, the match itself pretty much went as expected. Tables, chairs, Samoan slams, Uso splashes, all that. The flair, the drama, the talk. It wasn't the best match of the night because what do we wait for with the Bloodline matches and the battles within the family? We wait for what happens at the end of these matches. You never know what's going to happen at the end of these matches. That's what we're waiting for. There's more showmen out there than Roman Reigns. I like Roman Reigns. Remember back when he came out with the Shield, the Hounds of Justice with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins? Dean was the one that did all the talking. Roman was like Sikoa right now. They not saying much. He didn't say much back then. He had that monster spear and the Superman punch. He still does. It's his classic moves. But the Usos bring a more exciting type of wrestling than Reigns does. But the whole persona is we know how the match is going to pretty much go no matter who Reigns is wrestling. It's the bloodline. It's what is going to happen at the end. Now it seemed that there's a couple things going on. When he speared Sikoa, you can start to see Sikoa on the fence. So something's definitely going to happen with Solo. He's on the fence. You can almost see him turning on Roman. Even though it was an accident, didn't mean to do it. This happened in the past before with them. The cracks started. And then when Roman did not allow Jimmy and Jay to wrestle Zayn and Kevin Owens for the tag team championship at Night of Champions, that's when it really started setting off. And Jimmy turned on Roman during that match. During Night of Champions, Jimmy turned on Roman, kicked him right in the head. right? Turned on him, turned on the family, tried to get his brother Jey to turn on the family. Jey always seemed intimidated by Roman and that he should stay over there, and Roman bigging him up saying, you're going to be the next tribal chief. Jimmy talking him out of it, Jimmy saying no, Jimmy getting slammed, taking the Samoan slam from Sikoa on the announcer table. Puts him in a hospital. Jey standing up for the family. Jey coming out, going against Roman. What was that at the end? I mean, the tables, the chairs. Roman spears Jey through the table after who pulled Jey out of the ring? After he did the Uso splash. After he killed Roman on all of that. Jimmy! Where are they going with this? This storyline never ends. That's what makes this so intriguing. Raw is the big night, the big wrestling night, Monday Night Raw. But you know what? Friday Night SmackDown brings everybody waiting for SmackDown. Everybody's waiting for Roman Reigns. What's going to happen next? And it's always the sideshow that's better than the actual match with Roman. It's the sideshow. And it's the aftermath. And what's going to happen at the end of the match. That's what makes these matches amazing. That's what makes these matches amazing. The wrestling match itself goes the same every time. Every time goes the same. It's not, it was an exciting match, but the ones I mentioned earlier were way better. Logan Paul, Ricochet, Belair, Osaka, Flair, that whole match, that was better than this one. Much better than this. Much more fun. But the intrigue and the flair and the drama that this brings, it beats them all. And that's why we watch. And they're doing such a great job with these storylines now. And they putting different angles into it. Is Jimmy now? Has this been a plan all along? Has Roman and Jimmy, has this all been a big show? Is the whole family pushing Jey out all along? Man, we're going to have to keep waiting and seeing what happens. This has been crazy. Crazy time. Is Solo going to turn on? Or is that fake too? Has Jimmy been the only one out of the picture? Is he out of the circle when all these guys have collabed against him? What is Jimmy doing? Is Jimmy jealous of Jey because he's not the favorite one? Or is it just some big plan? That's what makes this whole thing so intriguing. That's why we're fans. That's why this whole WWE has been saved. And Triple H running a lot of this now has saved this. I love the stables coming back. I love the in-battles, the in-fighting, all of it. With Judgment Day, to Damage Control, to the Bloodline. This has just been an amazing, amazing time. Now we're seeing what Bobby Lashley's going to do. He's going to get a whole stable back. It's fun again, guys. This is fun again. This card was one of the best cards we've had in a long time. In a long time. Like I said, what I called the dud matches, they weren't bad. They just weren't these other matches. That's what I mean. They would have been great matches in other ones. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on the night. Let me know what direction you think this is going on your Judgment Day, on Cody Rhodes, on Belair. Well, tell me what you think. Logan Paul. And, of course, where's it happening with the Bloodline and what is Jimmy doing? Guys, subscribe, bell notice, like button. I'm Johnny Basement, and I am out.